Hey, man. You got on the wrong jersey today, bro.
No. This is the jersey of the person that should be the starting quarterback for the Rock Hill Panthers.
Oh, man. Look, man. Make sure the NBA City again. Guys, man, today.
I think we should start a hashtag. That's a good hashtag to start.
Make Charlotte NBA again.
Make Charlotte NBA again. Yeah.
Look, man, first time in history, we started out 3-0.
Really?
First time ever.
First time.
Wow.
Since 1988.
Wow.
30-something years.
That's a long
time.
Long time.
Man.
Hey, man, but the other team started 3-0.
We're not putting that in the air. We're not.
No. I'm not going to put that in the air.
We're not doing this.
So I'm going to just show my frustration. One team starts 3-0. Everybody's making these grand predictions. They had a losing streak. You got some fans, you're too harsh. You got a coach that's out there doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. You got an offensive coordinator who was supposed to be a savant in the next great thing. And you got an owner out there busting in locker rooms after a loss.
An owner not named Michael Jordan.
And I bet you look, that's perfect. That goes perfectly. Michael Jordan gets the criticism David Tepper should get. What's the difference?
Well, Tepper gets leeway because he's
worth $2.5 billion.
Well, and this is only his third year as an owner.
Mm-hmm.
Third, going into his fourth season. So I think people are giving him a little bit of leeway. Having said that, you gotta do something. You gotta blow it up,
man. Look.
I think, but with Tepper, we were sold a fantasy because he said he's going to be very aggressive. As far as trying to get the right personnel, the right coaches to win.
I mean, if you look at it, he has been aggressive.
Yes.
I mean, 7 years, $60 million.
That's pretty aggressive.
That's pretty damn aggressive. And then you look at it like this, like other owners are mad at him for giving that bag to a first-time coach.
Right.
He set the market. He has a general manager who makes win-now moves for a team that ain't in win-now mode.
Well, I think we talked about this some last week as far as those win-now moves. Sometimes you can't let an opportunity go by because you're not ready yet.
Right.
You can't. You got Stephen Gilmore, a guy who is from here, wants to play here. At least, I mean, I know everyone says that, but you got to assume that he does because he grew up watching the Carolina Panthers, and he's available, and you can get him for next to nothing. That's a good move to make. I thought the C.J. Henderson move was a little too aggressive.
I mean, Dan Arnold would have been nice today.
I feel like Tommy Tremble's not a downgrade at all from Dan Arnold.
But
nothing Dan Arnold could have done today.
That would help us see.
Catch the ball. But
Tommy Tremble had 2 catches when it was thrown to him.
When the ball actually got to him.
Yeah.
What about pass blocking?
There's nobody to see that pass blocks anyway. Who cares? Who blocks on this team?
Chuba Hubbard had a great block today.
He had a great drop too.
He had a couple of those, like at least 2 of those. I mean, but
he's not
CMC.
He's not McCaffrey. Right?
He's not a receiving back. But I mean, it's. I mean, our quarterback was out there with his last home field, seeing those proverbial ghosts he seen.
That's it. You just explained Sam Darnold's performance. That's it. Show's over. That was it. We've been wrecking our brain trying to figure out what's wrong with Sam Darnold. That's it, Rodney. He was in his old home, his old haunted house. That was it.
And it's Halloween.
It's almost Halloween. That's it. We've explained
Last year, Halloween fell on the weekend. Me and Ghetto Boys.
He must have been seeing ghosts again today.
So I remember when the first show we did after that move was made, and we were all kind of like, huh? Because we felt like it was. You ever seen that meme from The Office? It's the same picture.
It's the same. Yeah.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Let me say this. This is what pisses me off. I just saw this. You literally could have kept Teddy, drafted a quarterback,
and kept your pick.
And kept your. You gave up 2 picks.
Gave up 2 picks.
You could have
got Justin Fields.
And guess what? We're on the hook for this guy next year too.
Next year, regardless of what we do.
So like it's the
no.
foresight.
I'll do you one better. You could have just paid Cam, underpaid him because that's what you were going to do anyway, and then drafted a quarterback, and then you wouldn't have to worry about Teddy or Sam.
Let him take the year off like we suggested so he can heal up and rest his body and just pay
and
him
for all the people that are
not worry
saying,
about
well, Cam isn't what he was. That's absolutely true. But what does it matter now? The Panthers suck now. What it would have hurt to keep Cam Newton another season or two?
I mean,
let me be honest with you guys. This is a conversation I have been trying to stay away from because I'm trying to emotionally move on from Cam Newton. But when you see stuff like this today,
exactly,
and not just today, but for the last 3 weeks, it's common sense at this point. You said before the show, there's 2 calls that need to be made.
Yep.
That's it. I don't want to hear anything else.
Yep.
I don't want to see them go sign another punt returner. I don't want to see them trade for another cornerback.
You call Houston's GM and you call Cam Newton's agent. Them the only two calls.
I know
I'm gonna say
Deshaun's problem.
Yeah,
I know that.
I don't like those problems because that problem could put you in a further hole.
The NFL released a statement today.
No. Not unless you want to trade Christian McCaffrey and get rid of his
Stop
money.
Stop it.
He's on IR, so that they couldn't now unless they put him on.
But the NFL,
the NFL released a statement today saying that Deshaun Watson, if made active, would not be on the commissioner's exemption list, meaning that he could play immediately for any team that he went to.
Look,
to me, that
are y'all willing to deal with that protest that's coming with him playing?
Yes, I could care less.
Does it lead to wins?
I could care less about that protest.
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
It's gonna be nasty out there. I'm telling you.
I mean, we'd had to deal with it with the Greg Hardy situation.
Right.
You're going to have those problems with Deshaun Watson, but it's going to kill me when he goes to like the Dolphins and they're in the damn Super Bowl.
And we're still 6 and 12.
With PJ Walker as getting beat up in the backfield. You got to do something with the quarterback situation. Well, the offense as a whole.
I mean, that the line needs work.
The line needs work, but we all knew the line was bad. But It's a combination because Sam had a clean pocket a few times and just missed the throw. He missed the third down throw. That interception you said Robbie was actually open on the post, but he wanted to hit DJ on the wheel, and that was who he was throwing. But the problem is that he didn't drive it with his legs, so he just didn't get enough air on the ball.
Against my better judgment, I'm going to give Danny Thompson our calling number, which is 704-981-1747. The very second you are disrespectful, we won't hang up on you. So just letting you know. Please finish.
But no, the problem is not just Sam Darnold, but the quarterback has to take a lot of blame for what happens with the offense. But the O-line's bad. Robbie Anderson, dog. We paid you all this money, man. You're not getting open and you dropping passes.
Let me tell you what pisses me off. He was doing all that crap on the sideline. You lead the league in drops.
Right.
The Panthers as a whole lead the league in drops.
And you already know that you don't have the greatest quarterback there. Help him out.
Guys.
Help him out.
So to sum this up, we have a quarterback who's turning the ball over, who has lost his accuracy, the little bit he had. We have receivers who are dropping passes. We have an offensive line who struggled to block. We didn't even run block that well today. We don't pass block.
We didn't even run. Look.
And then when we did, we weren't really effective.
Rhules said we're going to run the ball today. We ran the ball with 7-8 times that first drive and 9 more times the whole game.
Here's the thing. They actually ran the ball well that first drive. So I don't understand why typically you go away from the run for 2 reasons. One is it's just not working, or second, because you fall behind. Neither of those things really happened in the game unless you call being down 5-3.
You stole my point. You stole my point. I think he panicked. I think it was and there was no real reason to panic at that point. But I think he panicked. He's like, okay, this is not working out like I wanted to. Let's go. Let's resort back to where we were.
So the genius from LSU panicked.
I also feel like they tried to get too cute. They felt like, okay, this is the Giants. We should be able to throw the ball against these guys, right? Let's air it out some. But you can't do that because you don't have the O-line. Even though here's the only fair point I'm gonna give Sam Darnold. This is it. A lot of people say he holds the ball too long. That's false. That is when I hear people say that, I think how much do you really watch football? Because why do quarterbacks hold the ball in the first place? Nobody's open. So unless you telling me that DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and Tommy Tremble were running free and Sam just didn't see him, that's not the case. There's nobody to throw to.
I want to repeat something I said last week on this show, and I don't think this is getting enough attention. We remember when Robbie Anderson had that little mini blow up on the sideline when he was talking to one of the coaches,
right? And
it came out later, that he was kind of upset because he felt like the routes were predictable and these corners were jumping on top of the routes. I'm going to ask this question again because it seems to be playing out now. How much more credence are we giving that from week to week? Because we're seeing the same thing from week to week. I just need. I would like one of our coaches to really publicly address that so we know. You know what I mean?
I can't call it.
Because we don't have this aerial view of the receivers and the quarterback.
Okay, so all right, and plus there's in the NFL, it's hard to blame injuries because everybody's injured. But when your best players are injured, because let's look at the difference. Everyone wants to say, see, we were right about the Panthers when they were 3-0, but they were a different team then.
That's a fair statement.
They were a completely different team.
I think that's fair.
Christian McCaffrey makes your offense
better.
Yeah, just miles better. And then J.C. Horn was back there locking dudes up.
And Shaq
Thompson was flying around the field. It was a completely different team. Our three best players, those guys are probably our three best players besides Hassan Reddick and
Brandon Zilster's out.
Yeah, so it's a different team now. And so now what this does is this exposes the coaching, I believe. Because
now, question. Does it expose the coaching or does it expose the depth of the team?
It can be both. It can be both,
right?
It can be both, but
look, I'm gonna say this: that Philadelphia game was coaching. A lot of that game was coaching and execution. Like we didn't have those same players, but we were up and we should have won. We should have won that game. And there's no other excuse. Like it's a lot of an inexperienced coaching staff who's getting used to the NFL, and basically right now, to me, they're on the clock. Like they're like you're in year two of a rebuild, and you take a step back. That's not good.
So I was thinking about this during the game. Are the Panthers better than they were last season?
No.
Okay, and that's what I thought. But really, think about
the offense is better.
Was the offense really better though? The Panthers played from behind a lot last season.
Yeah, and it was, to me, it was better. It was better. The defense was slightly worse. I mean, the defense held up a little more now.
Okay, so yeah, I think the defense is a lot better this season.
Guys, I have to interrupt this show for a second. Mr. Danny Thompson wants to join us on the line.
Put him on this mic.
Danny, what you got, man?
I just wanted to call in to congratulate you guys on taking last place over in the division. We appreciate you guys. We kept a seat warm for you. We're happy, here in Atlanta that we'll give you guys your fifth loss next week. But
I have faith that we actually may beat y'all next week.
Don't let us win.
Don't let us win.
Do not let us win.
Do not let us win.
Danny, you might want to suit up for next week and ensure a Falcons win.
What else you got before we hang up on you?
Listen, you're talking about suiting up. I think the three of y'all should suit up the quarterback.
I agree. Have a good day, man.
So look, you better not look, boy.
You can't, yeah.
You better not look. Look. I'm gonna utilize our suck for the past month against you if you lose. But
it's just that I feel like the team said they told us, "Hey, look, guys, we're gonna make our defense really good, and the rest of the team is gonna be bad." To be fair, they did not hide that, and now the defense is really good.
But the thing is, we keep harping back on these weapons. Like, look at what we supposedly had. You know what I mean?
Like, even if you look at last year, most of the year was without CMC, and I think the offense was better.
You got a point, man.
Like most of the last year was without.
I think the offensive line was better.
No, it's hard to say because the defense was so bad that the Panthers were playing behind and they were able to put up these stats.
I mean, if you look at it like this, DJ was better. Robbie was most definitely better last year. And then our backup running back was pretty decent. It could catch a ball from the backfield.
I think
nobody wants to say this, but Teddy was better last year.
Teddy was better.
He was better than this. Yeah.
You just can't throw the ball.
But that brings up a good point. Teddy was better because he did not take risks. Sam Darnold takes risks.
Well, I don't need Sam to take risks anymore because it's not working out.
But neither was Teddy being conservative.
Right.
Teddy checking the ball down to get at that 3,000-yard receivers was great, but it didn't get us any wins. We only won 5 games.
True.
Whereas conversely, Sam Darnold, underthrowing a wheel route. First of all, Teddy would have never even looked at that zone flood. He wouldn't even looked at the post. He wouldn't even looked at the wheel route. Those would have been decoys. He would have been like, "Who over here that can catch?"
Teddy knows thyself.
That's true, and that's I think that's why the offense seemed better under Teddy because Teddy's not lining it up in Denver this year. He bounced back from an injury to throw a pedestrian 152 yards and 2 interceptions last week. But anyway, so the problem with the Panthers, the offense sucks, but they told us it would.
And they're leaving the defense in some precarious situations. Yes. But go, what were you about to say?
I'm interested to see how Matt Rhule actually blames the defense this week.
Man, if he do that, I ain't gonna say.
What were you about to say?
No, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say because
they don't want me to answer.
We have to maintain some air of professionalism.
Right.
But you cannot blame the defense because you keep putting them in these.
Derek has a great question. Has any college coach done well with their first NFL coaching job?
Jimmy Johnson. The end.
That was.
What about? Oh no, not Pete Carroll.
Nope.
What about Harbaugh?
Yeah,
Harbaugh.
No, he did.
Yeah, it took him two.
But he Larry Browned himself out of the NFL. You know what I mean? Like,
he definitely.
But he had NFL experience. He was a player.
Yeah. Well, I think what Harbaugh also realized is that Harbaugh used up all the college shit in the right way to make them good, and then they left.
That's our new term, by the way.
College shit. That's why we lose in these games. By the way, I think I would like Guinness, if anybody knows anyone that works for Guinness, the world record company, to let us know if a world record was broken today for the amount of play action rollouts
that Daniel
in a row.
No, come on.
In a row.
Before we even get to that, the moment in the game that made me want to throw my couch out the damn window is Daniel Jones catching a one-handed catch in the
OBJ. Looking like OBJ.
Dog.
Look. When he caught that ball, I said, it's over.
That was it. Yeah. There was no recovering from that.
I think that crushed the Panthers. Any hope, any spirits they had.
As a defense, how do you have pride after that?
It's a trick play. You're not expecting that. But
it's deflating either way. You know what I mean? It's just deflating when you got your
teams are taking advantage of the fact that our offense is so aggressive. So Phil Snow has to do something about that without being conservative.
Right.
In a play like that, they took advantage of the fact the Panthers were overly aggressive. Our front seven, their eyes got wide when they saw that it was
open.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, the wide receiver's gonna throw the ball. Let's hit him." Well, Daniel Jones running wide over down the sideline.
This guy's running down the field for a reason, y'all. He ain't running just to run out there.
Yeah, so it's so many combining factors as to why the Panthers suck, and that's more disturbing than if there was one thing. Hey, we just got to fix the O-line, but I don't think it's that one.
We got to fix the O-line. We got to fix the quarterback. The linebackers need some work. Brian Burns showed up for the first time in a month.
We need people. Where's CJ Henderson? He's still out with the shoulder.
He played today.
Okay,
and re-aggravated the shoulder.
That's terrible considering we gave up 2 picks
for
him.
Yep.
But Stephon Gilmore might come back next week. Come play next week.
Not if he's smart. You're like, my leg. Need a few more weeks, y'all.
Hey man, let me tell you what's sad though. Like, I was looking at the game, like, man, it must be nice to have Daniel Jones as your quarterback. I was thinking that the whole game, like he was that much better than Darnold.
You know what's gonna be dumb? Here's what's gonna be dumb. Gilmore's gonna come back. CMC's gonna come back around that same time.
We're gonna run off like 3-4 wins.
Yeah, they're gonna win a bunch.
They're gonna make us believe again.
Right? Yeah.
And what's gonna happen is we'll miss the playoffs by a game.
By a game.
And we had like the 14th pick and miss out on the real difference maker.
Miss out on an offensive lineman, and we're gonna draft a.
I mean, but besides like the play on the field, one thing that really disappointed me today was like the Giants looked more desperate than we did. They looked like a team that was more hungry for a win than we were. And we were just as hungry for a win. We should have been. We didn't look like it. And when I say this, I mean demeanor. I mean by just
Hey, I'm going to ask you guys, this is a football question.
What you got?
Why don't teams run zone read anymore? Because remember, the Panthers used to run it all the
Because
time.
a lot of teams figured that out in a way.
Okay, so I said that to say.
I know where you're going with this.
I set it up for you.
Yeah, how the hell do you let Daniel Jones run the zone read on you over and you don't get one hit on him?
I got one better for you. So in the past month, we have had a triple option, a zone read, and a quarterback catching the damn ball ran on us the last month.
Oh my God.
You can't make this up.
Isn't Phil Snow a college coach?
That's
College
shit.
Everyone knows the reason teams don't run zone read anymore is because they said, just hit the quarterback.
Just hit the quarterback.
Yeah, let the running back get his yards, but hit the quarterback every time.
Let's tee off on the quarterback.
Yeah, and make them think twice.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Because it's not a penalty. I thought he had.
He was a runner. He was a runner.
And eventually, teams stopped that. But the Giants was like, they're not gonna hit us.
Yeah, because when we used to wear it out, our quarterback. Never mind. I don't want to get
we killed our quarterback.
We killed our quarterback. Doing it, so I guess other teams like, we don't need those problems around here.
Oh my God! Do we have to talk about them anymore? Defensive MVP, Brian Burns. Offensive MVP, offensive MVP. Who's the kicker?
Who's Zane Gonzalez? Yeah, offensive
for hitting the damn
the only points we scored today
off the inside of the damn.
Boy, that was even luck.
Yeah.
Defensive MVP.
Brian Burns. They actually ran him on a stunt. I'm gonna have to ask Kevin if that's the first time the Panthers have ever run Brian Burns on a stunt.
Like ever.
Because
he had, not that defensive players have routes, but Brian Burns has one way to the quarterback. It's this way. It's around the quarterback.
When you hit on Madden, when you hit right bumper and up on the right stick, that's Brian Burns' route. If he don't get to the dude, then he don't get to the dude.
Hey man, look, Brian Burns leads the league in almost sacks. I'm convinced.
I swear.
I'm convinced. It's just frustrating at this point.
But it's like Phil. Oh, hey, I can run a stunt, and he might get a sack. Oh, he got a sack. Let's not do that anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna say that for the playoffs. You got to say that for the playoffs.
Hey, I got a question, man. During the broadcast, one of the commentators was like really high on Jermaine Carter. He was like, Jermaine Carter's having a fantastic season. He's blah blah blah. And I was like, I don't know what Panthers season you've been watching, dude, but
it was Mark Schlereth, and I hate, like, I really wanted to put mute on the TV.
Didn't he used to be a Giant?
I think so.
Yeah. It's kind of like Ronnie Barber covering that.
Oh God, I hate or Brian Vilma, or they always have like a
Panther hater on their covering. Yeah, just every bring also back every week.
Seriously, man.
I would like to hear a we every now and then. But defensive MVP, I'm gonna go with Chin. He was
Chin.
I heard his name.
That's my pick.
I don't know if it's good or bad, but I heard his name enough. Zane Gonzalez.
How come we don't have any turnovers? We don't get no interceptions, no fumbles.
Not anymore.
Well, a black cat is our mascot.
That's true. He should also be the starting quarterback.
Okay.
That's the best thing Danny said was, Sir Purr should start.
honestly, man, I think our pass rushes fell off a little bit. I think that's got a lot to do.
Hassan Reddick, I didn't hear.
Yeah, we hadn't.
He caused a sack. He didn't get one, but he caused Derek Brown to get a sack. But so at that point, I gotta think that's coaching. Team scheme. They look and be like, "Oh, the Panthers gonna get after you." So what do?
We're not adjusting.
Hey, let's do play action rollouts. Oh, it works. Let's just keep doing that.
Let's keep three straight times.
Make them stop. They're not gonna stop it. Okay.
Oh, play action rollouts and slants.
Yes. That's it.
Slants.
They got two.
Two
plays.
So next week we play the Falcons. We're gonna see Pitts on the slant.
Yep.
A play action rollout. Really come across the middle.
That's it.
I mean, look. In the first 10 play calls, we'll see 7 of those.
Yep.
You're not lying. Seriously.
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you the first 10 scripted plays, you'll see 7 of those and 3 runs.
And I'm sitting here picturing this in my head next week. Like, I know we're going to see this.
And we're playing in Atlanta.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
on Halloween.
Man, Ron pissed it away. But hopefully.
I don't have any faith, man. I'm sorry,
Gilmore's practice window opens this week. I don't know if he's going to play next week. Panthers haven't said yet.
Yeah.
He will be practicing this week.
I think he's got a good shot at playing because there was an outside shot that he was going to play today. So
I think he might see some limited minutes to kind of
snaps.
Not that it matters. I'll be honest. I don't even care if the Panthers win or lose next week.
No, I hate Atlanta too much.
We got Atlanta, then the bye week, right?
Yes.
Probably get beat by the bye week.
I got the bye week by 3 touchdowns. I got the bye week by 3 touchdowns.
8 sacks. We asked this during the game. Fans, what do y'all think? Is this the worst offensive line in Carolina Panthers history?
Whew, this in 2010, man.
Because
was rough.
I was having Jimmy Clausen flashbacks watching this game.
Oh boy. I think that team along with this one are neck and neck. Man.
No, that 1-15 team is bad too.
But
that was what 2000?
Oddly enough, that 1-15 team was like competitive. I know that sounds insane to say, but like that 1-15 team lost a lot of close games, at least.
Yeah, I don't know if it was because of the O-line. We just didn't. Rodney Pete was our quarterback at the time, and
or was it Winky?
I think Chris Winky
for that 1-15 year. Winky.
It was Winky.
Was it Chris?
It was Winky, man.
It was Winky.
And Winky was a turnover machine.
He was like a 31-year-old freshman quarterback.
Yeah, right.
From that trash ass school in Tallahassee.
Don't get beat next week, by the way. Please, Lord have mercy. Clemson, don't get beat next week. I'm telling you.
If we lose next week, I will never show my face in public again.
All right. Predictions for next week.
Look, man. Let me preface my statement by saying this. I have no faith in this damn team right now. My prediction is strictly emotional. I mean, strictly. Only because I hate the Falcons. That is the only reason I am picking the Panthers to win next week. I'm not going to give you a score because I don't really believe it. So my emotional pick for next week is the Panthers. My logical pick for next week is the Falcons. I'm going to leave it at that.
I'm going to agree with Jamal. The Falcons are probably a better team than the Panthers at this point. But you know, I don't like to pick against divisional or pick, the Panthers to lose against divisional opponents unless we're that much better than them. But there's no gap between the Falcons and the Panthers. Even Danny will admit they suck too. There's going to be two teams. Who can suck less next week? That's what it's going to be.
But we've been out sucking like a lot, like everybody the last 3 or 4 weeks. Man. That's what I said today.
At the very least,
somebody made an excellent point. The Falcons have a professional coaching staff. That's it. There's your answer.
There you go.
Oh, they did. They sent him to Dallas. They sent Dan Quinn to Dallas, right?
Yeah,
they got a new coach. It was a Smith.
I mean, I don't know.
That's probably better than what we have.
Probably so. Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm going to say this. For my pick, I'm picking a tie. I'm picking a 21-21 tie. It's fitting for both teams.
It's fitting for both teams. It is.
And then I'm looking at the schedule.
Let's just waste each other's time next week.
Let's just waste each other's time. And then looking at the schedule, we have a bye week to week 13. But the next couple into bye week is New England, which is winnable.
We should win that game. They should win that game.
Arizona, which is a loss.
That's
an
an L.
L. Yeah.
Washington, toss up.
L.
They should win that
L.
game.
I'm saying L.
Ron Rivera gets hyped up to play the Panthers. Yeah.
And then Miami.
Maybe.
Depends on
at
who's
Miami.
They're pretty bad too.
Depends on who's quarterbacking for them.
Yep. They're pretty bad.
But I mean, it's after that, it's pretty much downhill.
Yeah.
After the bye week, it's downhill.
Yeah, Buffalo, Buffalo, Tampa, New Orleans, Tampa.
Jesus, just end it all, man. Can we?
Yeah, so my prediction of 8 and 9 is not looking too well.
That Buffalo game is going to be
A slaughter.
Blood and guts.
It's going to be a
That's
slaughter.
going
Blood
to
and
be
guts.
ridiculous.
A slaughter. Yep.
It's going to be the
But like I said, we're going to have McCaffrey back, and let's just make the wild assumption that he stays healthy the rest of the season. Gilmore's going to be there.
We actually might split it.
They might actually win some of those games, and especially.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, if we get healthy, we may see something different. Now, one thing we haven't really talked about a lot is like there was a lot of shuffling of the offensive line today. Because,
right.
I mean, if we ever get that at least steady, I'm not saying this offensive line is going to make some drastic turn, but if we at least can steady that shit, it
also didn't seem like Brady Christensen played terribly.
Not for his
first. He recorded his first sack today. He recorded his first NFL sack today, which is outstanding for offensive linemen.
Hey, look, I'd rather have him in there for the rest of the season. I know that might be unpopular opinion, but I say throw the dude in there, man.
Okay, look, let's move on. Unpopular opinion: Charlotte is now an NBA city.
Charlotte will be an NBA city by the end of this season.
We're going back to our roots. We're going back to our roots fully. And David Tepper, if you want your new fancy smancy stadium at the Piper Foundry Land, you better find a way to win.
Better start winning, buddy.
You better win, bucko.
Because these Charlotteans will turn on you in a millisecond.
And then LaMelo was a sexy name amongst NBA circles.
Absolutely.
Pause.
You don't even have to pause for that because I know it's cats right now that they literally love LaMelo Ball. That's how popular LaMelo Ball is.
I was going to say something, but I caught myself because I'm being professional. I'm professional riding today. So, guys, we beat the Brooklyn freaking Nets.
No, it's not.
We beat the Brooklyn Nets.
No claps. The Hornets group told me that we only beat 2 trash teams.
Right. And yeah.
111-95. And our boy, Miles Bridges, put up 32 today. He gave us back-to-back 30 pieces. Back-to-back 30 pieces. I remember somebody saying he sucks. He's not that good.
And we should have got the other guy in Denver, and what is
the one with the back like mine?
Yeah.
By the way, he's averaging 11 points a game.
Really? That low? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And then he just got a max extent.
Yeah. Just got paid too, buddy.
Miles Bridges also had the highlight of this is going to be all over SportsCenter for the 3 of you that didn't see it. D'd up James Harden, wrecked him, took it down court. 360 slam.
Yeah,
timeout Brooklyn.
You know what I was envisioning watching Miles Bridges today? I was envisioning Rich Paul doing this.
Oh, yes.
Rich Paul's gonna be like, yeah, buddy.
Okay, so
pony up.
I mean, at this time, like I'm fairly confident the Hornets will not lose him. He's a restricted free agent. He's not going to sign.
They're gonna match.
He's not going to sign the 1-year tender.
Nope.
And I'm pretty sure that they will give him what he wants. I don't think not a max.
Well, here's the thing.
Not quite a max.
No other team can offer him
as much as we
max anyway.
Right.
They can offer him close, but they can't even offer him that in the first place. But he's going to get his $20+ mil a year.
I mean, and this is the question though. Like, you be paying like 3 or 4 people $20 million a year. Well, 2 people $20 million, another one $30 million. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, but I mean, let's say Miles Bridges has a great season. Let's say he's a 25-5 kind of guy.
Ooh.
That's worth it, right?
That is.
Because then you got, think about this team with Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, a healthy Terry Rozier when Terry comes back, and Gordon Hayward. Just those 4. That's a playoff team.
Yeah,
it should be.
That should be a playoff team.
Yeah. And then you got Oubre off the bench. Look, man,
Oubre super underrated signing.
Ish freaking Smith.
Let's talk about Ish Smith.
Let's
talk about. Raise your hand if you missed Devontae Graham.
Sorry, I don't. So far, we're 3 games in. I know. Hey, 78, 70, 79 more days to go. I get it. So far, absolutely not. Happy turtles, dude.
He was 7 for 15, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. Let me tell you something. You might not fully see with the stats, but this man pushes the ball, put pressure on the defense, and will find open man and get those hockey assists. Like this guy, he is
he's the glue.
He's the glue, and I trust him more finishing at the basket than I did.
There you go. He can finish at the rim.
Look, man, y'all know we're right. Like 95% of the time, we're right. I'm going to explain to you why we're right again. Before this season, what did I tell you guys? I said Ish Smith may not be a more talented player than Devontae Graham, but he will be a better fit for this team. So far in these first 3 games, you are clearly seeing it. And today's game, I don't know what got into him and Cody Martin today. Cody Martin, other than Miles Bridges, Cody Martin was the MVP for this game.
Right.
I'm a diehard. Y'all know how much of a UConn fan I am. I don't want to hear James Bouknight name right now because
he don't deserve. Like, how can you tell me you're trying to win as a team and you take out a guy who's drawing charges, getting rebounds, being disruptive, stealing, and he had 5 assists today?
Listen, man, nobody's going to say this. His defense on James Harden in the fourth quarter was masterful.
Yes, he might be the guy that we all wanted Michael Kidd-Gilchrist to be. And that's not
absolutely.
That's not to say I'm not saying Cody Martin was worth a number 2 pick because that was actually the biggest issue with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Where he got picked.
He
didn't pick himself.
But Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, he was a good defender, but that was really all he could do. He certainly couldn't shoot. But Cody Martin can do a little bit of everything. He can stretch the floor.
He can handle the ball.
He can handle the ball. I don't like to see him though be overly aggressive on offense. When he's handling the ball.
I like picking his spots.
Right, exactly.
Letting it come to him, like playing within the floor together,
which he did today.
And
he shot a big 3 in Kevin Durant's eye.
Yeah,
I mean,
look, can we talk about JB's player development?
No,
because we were told that JB had nothing to do with these players developing.
I'm looking at this now. LaMelo Ball is already better than he was last year.
Clearly. Offensively and defensively.
Offensively, decision making. Defensively, yes. He was wild coming in last year. Nobody wants to admit it, but he was a little wild.
And that's
pressing a little bit, but that's natural progression.
Right.
Miles Bridges from 4 years ago to now.
Come on, man.
You look. Him hitting 3 3-pointers in the game and me not being scared of him shooting 3-pointers?
No, I'm going to tell you the play where my eyes lit up with Miles Bridges. Joe Harris, I mean, who's not the best defender because Joe Harris, he had a bad
barbecue. We were saying the Hornets just in the huddle was like, hey, whoever
Joe Harris going, y'all going him.
You get the ball. You get the ball.
With that being said, there was a play where Harris was guarding Bridges on the wing, and Bridges did like a little crossover on him, and I was like, "Hold on,
yeah,
he didn't have that. Like, where did he get that? Like,
hold up, I'm gonna toot my horn here. I posted a video in the Hornets group in the offseason of Miles Bridges playing a program game, crossing dudes up,
right?
And I was like, yo, when did he get these handles? And what did everyone say?
It's just summertime.
Yeah. Let me see him do that in a game. Well, you saw him do it in a game.
So, I want to shout out another player, man, who's actually been really solid, but nobody will talk about McDaniels. McDaniels is he's not as good as his brother.
Not going to show up in the stat sheet. But
he is a lanky, long.
I know why Borrego likes him. I'm not that high on Jalen McDaniels because he's very spotty.
But when he's locked in,
yes, I know why Borrego likes him.
He defends, man.
Dude's like 6'10".
He defends.
Yeah, he can play defense, and we could see him have the kind of arc that Cody Martin has had.
Right.
Imagine him
at that size doing
what Cody Martin does. Yeah.
Right.
Woo! I'm telling you, man. Like And then also, man, like PJ is quietly solid. He's quietly solid. I really want to see him play his natural position a lot more.
Same here. I would love to see him move back to the 4 and then have Kai Jones
eventually
be the backup
yet.
center.
Yeah.
He's not ready yet, but that's what I'm thinking. Rather than have him come off, the bench as the backup 5. Although, to be fair,
he's doing a solid job.
He's doing a good job.
Defensively, he's doing a solid job.
Yeah, he seems to realize, hey, this is my role now.
He had some critical defense on Kevin Durant in the fourth quarter. Called some misses, blocking out, doing the
being disruptive.
Let's not. I mean, he closed out the game against Indiana.
Yeah, with the rebound and
the free throws, and then the defense.
Listen, how much balls did it take for Borrego to say, Plumlee, come sit down. We're gonna let PJ guard Sabonis on that last possession.
Let me explain something to people who either didn't watch the game or saw the box score or whatever. Sabonis is not a center.
No,
he's a power forward.
Power forward.
Miles Turner is their center, but they felt like Plumlee would have a more difficult time guarding Miles Turner than Sabonis,
which is true.
Which is true. So they made the defensive switch. And what Sabonis did early was Sabonis can shoot the 3. So he said, essentially, he was saying to Plumlee, you got to come out here and guard me, or you can stay at the basket and let me shoot.
Right.
And Plumlee had to make a decision.
Right.
And he chose to give Sabonis that room. And Sabonis,
about 4 or 5
which
threes.
On paper is the right decision.
That is the right decision.
Because
Mason Plumlee is not swift of foot enough to guard him on the perimeter.
Right.
Sabonis would have just drove and kicked
him.
or whatever. Borrego knew that late in the game. That is not what you want.
Right.
Late in the game, you don't want Plumlee to have to make that decision.
Right.
So you put PJ on him, and PJ, although he's smaller, can step out to the perimeter and make Sabonis have to make a play to the basket. And that's exactly what happened. And we won the game.
Let's talk about that a little more because we're specifically speaking of the first game, the Pacers game, right? So Sabonis got all the smoke in the first half. Oh, my God, here we go again. We need a center. Oh, my God, I miss Cody Zeller already. Oh, my God, Bismack Biyombo is better than this. Mike, y'all get it, okay? Got smoke in the first half. Did not get credit for the second half. He was in Sabonis' shirt in the second half. Sabonis is just good. Sometimes it's okay to give the other player credit for just being good.
He's an all-star.
He's an all-star for a reason, okay? Two-time. He's an all-star for a reason, man. I just thought it was important to mention that because he was getting a lot of heat the first half of that first game.
I'm not saying that Plumlee's like the answer, but here's the thing. The Hornets, we need rebounding. Jerry Valancourt talked about that a lot last
14 rebounds first game.
Yeah, 10 rebounds against Indiana, 14 against Cleveland. He only had 5 tonight, but he only had 28 minutes because Borrego
matchup,
and he sat a lot of starters because he knows we got to play Boston.
I'm going to throw this out there. We've out-rebounded every team played this season thus far.
Ain't that a hell of a stat, being that,
Hey. And I remember people saying, hey, Cleveland's size was going to give us a problem.
Jared Allen is going to score.
We out-rebounded them by 10. Indiana, man, their size, Sabonis and Turner.
About 5.
We out-rebounded them. Miles Turner only had 5 rebounds, y'all.
Wait, but time out. Miles Turner only had 5 rebounds? You mean the guy that everybody wants to trade half the damn team for?
Hey, Miles Turner for his career averages 6.6 rebounds a game. Cody Zeller averages 6.3 rebounds a game.
And I don't have this is not a real stat, and I don't have this pulled up. I'm sure Cody Zeller averaged like 20-something points a game against Miles Turner too, but that's neither here nor there, man. Let's keep this happy.
Hey,
so it's Miles Turner and DeMarcus Cousins.
Those are the two guys that are going to save the franchise.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Miles Turner is a good player, but I think people, they look and they see, hey, the Hornets need a center. But they don't realize we don't really need a center as much as we need someone who fills the role of what we need a center to do.
Right.
We need a guy who eats up space and grabs rebounds. That's it.
Kaiser, I swear we are telepathic today because what I was about to say is so far, again, I always have to say this, Long season, 79 more games to go. But so far, Miles Plumlee is doing exactly what we want him to do. That's it. Be active, grab some boards, be disruptive.
Right.
Dunk the ball when you get it. That's it.
Catch the pass.
Catch a pass.
No. He's doing one thing I don't like sometimes.
Bringing the damn ball up.
Yeah,
I don't like.
Don't do that.
Stop.
Don't do that though.
Not even one time.
I kind of feel like the only people who should bring the ball up is LaMelo, Gordon, and Terry.
Yep.
Ish. Terry.
That's sometimes Miles. Sometimes it depends. But don't
make it a habit.
Right.
And Cody Martin in that bucket too. And that's it. That's pretty much it.
We got a fan who has something to say about Mason Plumlee.
What do you say?
Everybody needs to stop bitching about Mason.
Stop bitching about Mason.
Stop bitching about Mason.
Let me say it again.
Mason Plumlee, he's the man. Everybody needs to stop bitching about Mason.
That's it. Could have said it any better.
Oh man.
And, yeah. Hey, as long as Plumlee averaged 10 rebounds a game last season, if he can even have 9 or 10, I'll be happy with his performance.
He had a triple-double last season.
Until Kai Jones is ready to make that next step. A lot of people forget Kai Jones was the number 2 rated center in the draft. A lot of people feel like he is more of a NBA power forward, which may be true, but I feel like he's actually a Miles Turner kind of player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very athletic, can be good defensively. Probably not the best rebounder, but can be active. And I think that's probably how Borrego will develop him.
I would like to see Kai in the G League because he's very raw. He's still very raw. And look, this is
Kai and Jello.
Yeah, because I just from what I've seen from him in just garbage time, I don't know. That's just a small sample size, man. You can't try to dunk the ball every time you get it.
He's wild.
Right? Yeah,
like,
not every play is an alley-oop. Yeah,
man. But I want to talk about the Cleveland game. That was the most uneventful game out of these 3 so far. And they kind of scared me in the first half because they kind of looked a little lethargic and they kind of wasn't really into it.
Turn it up in the third quarter.
And that third quarter, man, again, I tweeted this maybe the first game. And what I said was the Hornets can be a very dangerous team when they are engaged defensively. That third quarter in that Cleveland game,
that's why.
Where LaMelo Ball and Miles Bridges was stealing everything, every pass that came in their lane. And they broke it, and they blew the doors open in the third quarter. That Hornets team can beat anybody.
Yep.
That team right there. And look at what happened today when they committed to defense. Y'all know I'm a big stickler of defense. Look at the team when they commit to it.
Somebody told me last year that JB didn't have the locker room, and they didn't want to play for him. I mean, look, man.
The stuff.
Am I tripping? Or am I wrong? Like I'm just trying to figure out. What's happening this year? Like, did they bring in a new assistant coach and he's the coach? Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, man.
They actually do have a new assistant coach, but
one thing I have noticed about JB these first 3 games, doesn't he seem more confident as a coach
so
on the sidelines?
Cool today.
Yeah, like okay, I'm an NBA coach. This is the team I built. Finally,
right?
Look at him,
right?
And you could tell he was trying not to get excited. Because this was a big win. Let's be honest.
No, it was a super
big win.
Bro.
First 3-0 start in franchise history against the Brooklyn Nets. A team. And he after the game, he just walked up there all cool. Dapping cats up, shaking hands and whatever. But inside he's like,
"This is how you do it, ish, my ninja."
And y'all know Michael Jordan right now. What time? The game ended an hour and a half ago. He drunk.
He on that sincere right
now. It's over. He drunk.
It's awesome,
Yep.
So basically,
oh man,
I think what needs to happen next season, maybe we need to get beat by 68 again in the preseason game.
No.
A little laughing stock. Look, man, let me tell you something funny. I'm gonna say this. There was an article about the Bengals rookie Jamar Chase about him seeing the ball.
Who was balling today? Who had a crazy day?
You remember the article? People's house. Oh, he ain't ready for NFL. This dude got 700 yards.
Most yards in the first 7 games. Like in NFL history.
Him and Joe Burrow look like the new Montana Rice right now.
Let me tell you something.
Like they are.
Preseason is just that. Preseason. It's a chance to tune up, try new things, get better. That's not a predictor of how the season is going to go.
So remind me who was on the court when we got blown out by 68.
There's a couple people that ain't here no more, right?
Yeah, or that people, a couple people that people want to just see the court so bad.
I could have swore Nick Richards, who's the next Akeem Olajuwon, was out there.
James Bouknight, all them guys. They was getting beat.
I don't see how that happened.
Y'all something wrong with y'all, man. Leave them kids alone, man. They're kids.
I can't wait for them to.
Kids.
See, the thing is you have to let people develop. You really do. I don't see how you can't trust the Hornet staff when it comes to player development. I don't see how you can look at Miles Bridges and be like, nah, the Hornets they're doing it wrong with Kai Jones and James Bouknight. Devontae Graham got the bag because
of the Hornets.
Because of the Hornets, right.
Can you imagine getting the bag and having to live in New Orleans? Ooh, wait.
Well, if you get a big enough bag, it don't really matter where you live.
Man, watch over your shoulder everywhere you go, even a nice place.
Also, speaking of development, congratulations to LiAngelo Ball.
Yeah, got drafted by the Swarm.
By the Greensboro Swarm.
Yeah,
I mean, it's well deserved. It
is, yeah.
I was wrong. I didn't think he'd be that good. I'll put that out there.
Good luck to the young man, bro.
I figured he'd be good enough to make it to the G League.
I didn't. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't.
I didn't either.
I saw this article and it essentially said something to the effect of, he made it here of his own skill and work ethic, not because he was LaMelo Ball's brother, which is a half truth. LiAngelo Ball did work hard to get where he is, like every player in the G League. But the only reason we're even talking about him right now is because
his last name is Ball.
Because his last name is Ball.
I got some news. Friend of the show, Raphael Hayes from 3-Point Conversion says, Hornets Miles Bridges says, and LaMelo Ball told JB to leave Ish Smith in, and team has a new feeling. Right
oh my God!
No, that's fake. That's fake. That can't be real.
That cannot be true.
That can't be real.
Oh my God! So our 20-year-old star rookie. Wow. I don't know what to say.
He's mature enough to realize, man, this momentum.
I want to win. This is working. I'm gonna let my ego to the side and let us win the game because of what's working. Wow.
Mature. Wise beyond your years.
So before fans come on social media and say James Borrego is the worst coach ever because LaMelo Ball didn't play in the fourth quarter, there's your answer why. Yeah,
and plus LaMelo's smart. He knows that this is the first game of a back-to-back.
You're gonna need him tomorrow.
Got to play tomorrow in Boston.
Tomorrow. Yep.
You're up 14 against the Nets. Ish Smith is on fire. What do you need to come in the game?
Ish Smith, man, what a performance today, man.
Man, yeah.
He's from the foe.
So, offensive MVP for the Hornets today.
Miles.
Come on, Miles. All right, so let's take Miles out of the equation. Who who's more impactful, Ish or Cody?
No. Kind of both? Cody. Sorry, I got Cody. I got to go Cody because of defense.
Yes, the defense he played on James Harden was great.
I think that was of the utmost importance, and that's kind of unfair to Ish because Ish played unbelievable today.
I'm gonna say LaMelo because it was because of him and Miles that we were in it.
That's true.
That is very true. They set the tone.
They set the tone.
Yeah, they definitely set the tone.
And so I'm gonna go with him.
I feel like I know we're just 3 games in. But doesn't it feel like LaMelo Ball defensively is like far better than he was last season?
So funny you said that. I'm so tired of being right. So funny you said that. Before today's game, Ashley Shamady was interviewing James Borrego. James Borrego, and I'm not an exact quote, but James Borrego basically said that LaMelo's been really, really good for us this year, but what we need from him more consistently is defense. He said we're a different team when he's locked in defensively. The proof is in the pudding. Look at it.
Yeah.
So these coaches kind of know what they're talking about sometimes, man.
Also,
you don't say.
LaMelo Ball developed the craziest layup package. In the offseason.
This is so weird. Like it's Kyrie-esque.
Yeah,
but not as pretty as Kyrie.
His arms are so long. Yeah, he be putting the ball.
He's like up on people don't realize like that kid is legit 6'8". Right. That kid is legit 6'8" with like a 6'10" wingspan. Like, he's gonna finish over.
LaMelo's gonna be playing with a Rockefeller chain next game.
Hey.
Oh, by the way, was it GQ's site? LaMelo Ball was go to their YouTube channel where LaMelo Ball creates social media accounts as himself and answers people's questions.
Hilarious. It is hilarious.
Absolutely
It'll
hilarious.
make you like the guy. His personality is so likable, man. So.
And he's, athletes say whatever, but he's loyal. He's a Charlotte Hornet, at least right now. I mean, he's not thinking about anything else but being a Charlotte Hornet and winning games for the Charlotte Hornets. And that's great. That's a breath of fresh air in today's NBA.
All right, guys. So next week, we got 4 games on the slate. 3, not including Sunday, but we got Boston. We'll do 3 because we're probably not going to cover the Sunday game until next week.
Yeah, I'm not.
All right, so Boston, Orlando, Miami. What you got as far as record? What's the prediction?
2-1.
Kaiser, what you got?
I think we lose to Miami.
I think we beat Boston.
But I think we beat Boston, and I think we beat Orlando.
You got to beat Orlando.
You have to beat Orlando.
We own Orlando. So.
Yeah, I mean, Clifford's not there anymore, but I just don't think the Magic are.
No, they look bad. No,
they're not
they look really bad.
Miami looks really tough though. Tyler Hero's having a great beginning to the season,
and they beat the Bucks. They beat the brakes off the Bucks.
So you're gonna have a team, an upcoming young, good, talented team that beat the Bucks against an upcoming good, young, talented team that beat the Nets.
Should be a good game.
That's gonna be a great game, but on paper, I think I'm gonna take Miami. Only because Eric Spoelstra is a more experienced, seasoned coach.
Yeah,
I think that this is going to be a nip and tuck game, and he's going to make a more correct late game decision than Borrego next.
Yeah.
And that's not taking anything away from Borrego. I think he's going to coach a good game.
I think Bam has a difference too. Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo.
He's been owning us pretty recently.
He's not Miles Turner.
No, sir.
So
he's an all-star. He's different. He's
different.
So both we going 2-1.
2-1. And I think old boy from Boston's not playing, but I'm not sure.
I think Jaylen Brown may be out tomorrow. Maybe.
And so you just got to kind of.
I feel like Boston got worse. When people talk
about say that, man, because half the world is Boston fans.
People talk about, hey, the Hornets going to be in the playoffs, and then people talk about how the East got better, which they did. But then they never talk about the teams who, But they always put Boston like somewhere in that. I'm like, how? They barely made the playoffs last season.
Let me tell you, like I'm going to give you the thinking. They got an actual center this year with Horford. Even though he's 75 years old.
Right. Yeah.
They got an actual point guard now. Their thinking is availability is the best ability. So they're banking on Schroeder to be more healthy than Kemba, which means he's more available. I don't see if Marcus Smart is your third option. Right, I don't like it.
Right.
No,
I agree.
I don't like it.
I don't have any faith in him. Also, Washington has started the season 2-0.
Washington.
But I don't have a lot of faith in them either.
Man, I'm gonna put this out there. I think Kuzma's in for a big year. Imagine playing with LeBron. You got a second.
Well, I was gonna say, wouldn't that be something? Russell Westbrook leaves the Wizards and goes to LA. I don't want to talk about the Lakers because on paper, they are a more talented team than the Charlotte Hornets. Someone even said in the group, do you guys really think the Hornets can beat the Lakers? In a regular season game, yeah, absolutely. In a 7-game series, probably not because the
experience,
the talent gap is too immense. But there's no accounting for being an actual team.
Chemistry.
Yes.
Yeah,
you can have a collection of good players.
The pieces have to fit.
You tell what the Hornets ain't doing. Fighting each other on the bench.
and having Malik Monk be the media.
Imagine that. Imagine Malik Monk being the level-headed guy.
Shout outs, everybody. Shout outs.
Hey, Malik Monk, -10 first game, -19 second game.
Happy trails.
We should have paid him.
him.
I'm gonna give a shout out to the NBA Top 75. It's created a lot of discussion, and you're seeing things. You see people call out names, and you realize a lot of people don't know basketball. And I'm gonna say this: people not gonna like me. I don't like Reggie Miller on the list. Imagine you playing 20 years and only having 3 All-NBAs. So that means you were a top 15 player in the league, 3 times out of 20 years.
You
have iconic moments. You have iconic moments.
I think even Reggie Miller felt funny about him being on the list.
You should have saw his reaction.
He was kind of like
me.
But however, who's the best Indiana Pacer all time? Who's the best Indiana Pacer? Oh, just answer the question.
George McGinnis.
No. Answer the question.
Yeah,
George McGinnis. Reggie Miller is the greatest Indiana Pacer of all time, and I think the list is trying to go more for your notoriety. I don't mean that in a negative way, rather than accolades. Because think about it. Because realistically, guys like Bob Sherman and Cunningham, I mean, you could name a bunch of players that are better than those guys.
Right.
And those guys might not have the same accolades, but they were impactful for their era. And I really think that's what the list is doing.
I mean, so you're going to tell me that Dwight Howard wasn't impactful in his era?
I don't know. That snub.
I mean,
that's puzzling.
Let me say something. You don't have to like him. You can think he's whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever. This man was 5 times first team All-NBA, 8 times total, an 8-time All-Star,
3-time
defensive player
in a row.
Led a team to the finals. Knocked out LeBron James' team to get to the finals.
Yeah.
You remember we were all sit up with the Kobe and LeBron puppets?
Yeah.
Dwight's like, you getting me.
You getting me.
You getting Superman number 2.
Yep.
And
me and Hedo Turkoglu going to the finals.
The only reason he doesn't have an MVP is because
Derrick Rose stole one.
Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash. Dirk deserved it. Steve Nash stole one.
And Derrick Rose. Look, I like Derrick Rose.
Exciting player.
But he did not deserve the MVP.
But his numbers show he didn't deserve that.
If anything, give that to LeBron. That was LeBron or Dwight Howard's MVP he took.
Yeah, I feel like Dwight Howard was the biggest snub. I might have also found room for Alonzo Mourning, and I know a lot of people. Here's the thing, though. Alonzo Mourning, his career got shortened because of his health issues. I understand, but honestly, he was about as good as Dwight Howard was in his prime with Miami. Two consecutive Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm gonna give you 2 snubs from the past that should have been on this list. A Carolinian, Alex English, 25,000 points, top 20 scorer in league history.
Yeah.
Led the 80s in total points, the whole 80s.
That's
the
crazy.
Iconic 80s.
Yeah.
And scored 2,000 points 8 straight years.
Wow.
Another one, Joe Dumars.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Can I say something real quick? Rodney, I'm on your boat. If Reggie Miller's on that list, Joe Dumars needs to be on that list.
Yeah. Joe Dumars has just as many All-NBAs, two titles, a Finals MVP, and he's been all defensive teams about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
that's a snub. And he's been an All-Star just as many times as Reggie.
Yeah, that's
and I'm gonna just leave it there.
Absolutely. You got shout out.
I'm gonna shout at Charlotte for doing more Charlotte stuff. Like they just released some plans for some stuff they're gonna do at Plaza Midwood.
You stole my shout out
to make it worse. So
I'll be specific about it. We'll share this shout at. First of all, shout out to Reggae Central, which was Charlotte, a Plaza Midwood staple, even before a Plaza Midwood existed.
Right.
Now they are being forced to sell because of said plans by Kaiser. We can't stop it. All we can do is really just complain about it, which I won't stop doing. It's sickening, man. Like it breaks my heart to know that my favorite section of Charlotte is about to turn into South End 2.0.
Tell my favorite section of Charlotte is South Carolina.
Rock Hill.
That's Fort Mill.
To be fair, though, imagine if you're the person that owns that block on Central Avenue. And somebody's like, "Look,
we got $10 million."
Right? Yeah.
Hey, Charlotte.
I'm gonna be like, "Well, Reggae Central had a great run.
You had a great one, Reggae Central. I paid $75,000 for you, and now I'm about to make $10,000. You see this ROI? Maybe you can open a Reggae Central out in West Charlotte. Cool.
So it's hard to blame these property owners, but you do hate to see it because it's going to become soulless, like South End. Like Noda did. I was just talking the other day with a friend about how Noda used to have, like back in 2007, 2008, had this real character to it.
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot of character, man. Like
I mean,
You can have fun on one street and get robbed.
Right? Yeah, that's part of the
charm.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're like, man, this is a little bit dangerous. I like this.
Now it's just kind of sterile.
It's just like everybody has a dog.
Well, overall, the Hornets made me forget about the terrible. What's that team? The other team,
the Rock Hill Panthers.
Yeah, the Rock Hill Panthers, and Lewis Hamilton lost today in F1. So,
Clemson looks like Florida State.
Don't get beat next week, man.
I tell you, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to disappear.
I'm more confident than I've ever been.
You better be. You better be. Like we literally gave up. Like we should have been up 14-0. You know that, right? And people drop balls. But I'm not going to go there. College football sucks.
College shit. Y'all have a good week. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace, y'all.